God damn it. I sort of want to take the better radar system, because at least I would know when I can sort of move with him when I can. It longer range detects targets automatically, even if we don't have visuals on them. Machine pistol. And lower this. I'd like to get inside to the north side. If I can help it. Initially, people usually are sort of just standing around doing nothing, but once you get close enough, they might start patrol routes. So I don't want to trigger any of that until we don't have a choice. Ooh. Well, well, well. Well, 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 well. Well, 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 well. Ammo capacity. And beer. Okay, this looks pretty much perfect for us. Near the north edge and already high up. We need to probably go a little bit lower and get into the first hole. It's somewhere behind some kind of staircase. Can't exactly assume that it's there. It could be it could change to something else once we get closer.
Negative. We don't have access via this dock anyway. Top security clearance only. You need to
Yeah,
take a leak.
somewhere
You'll have to
there. That's where we need to be.
Oh, you're a goddamn riot. That sounds like another Dock 3 security protocol. I bet those special op assholes have clearance, right?
Don't know. Most of them probably don't need to use the washroom like we do anyway. All they need is the occasional oil change.
I guess spending all that time in the Australian Dust Bowl really gums up their gears.
Might have to use this ladder, or not, whatever. Okay, this is a bit smoother than I expected. At least we're in the correct building now. Yeah. Couple of floors slower in the corner.
Any word on when that shipment of mobile turrets is going on to the OZ theater?
It's a practice case.
They've been out there gathering dust for a while now.
No word yet. Have you seen them in the field though? Very impressive. Still takes 2 or 3 guys to move them. Mobile is mobile.
All grounding orders have been rescinded. New flight schedules will be distributed as soon as possible.
I think we might want to go directly there and maybe even just drop down if we can. As long as there's no alarm status, usually staying in a place like this is very secure. But if alarm comes, we're going to be spotted in immediately.
Security credentials must be carried at all times. You may be asked to produce said credentials by security personnel.
So, guards,
Please
turrets. Oh my god, this is a hellhole. Find that building. Yeah, there. Give me the cloak. I think we're gonna take quite a bit of damage by going down, but I think we're also going to survive.
Cargo crew to Sector Alpha. Cargo crew to
Yeah, that's
Alpha.
our goal. So. What now?
That's far enough, Jensen.
You were behind this?
I said that's far enough. I can explain everything if you just stay where you are.
Why don't you put the gun down? Then maybe we can talk.
Not yet. You've played things smart so far, but this is an enclosed room with no witnesses holding you in check.
You don't trust me. Why'd you set me free?
It wasn't my choice. As a matter of fact, I think you're going to get us both killed before this is over. But if we'd left you in that brig, who'd be around to save your Dr. Reed?
What do you know about Megan?
I know the name set off way too many bells and whistles when I added it to Burke's profile search on you. But it helped me to figure out who you are and why you stowed away on the ship. You think Belltower kidnapped her, don't you?
You want to tell me you didn't?
I wish I could. But after what I've seen this past year, all I know for certain is she's not on the base. Not anymore.
What's that supposed to mean?
Not what you're thinking. Listen, Rifleman Bank Station supports all Belltower operations in this region, Jensen. Regular contract and special op. 6 months ago, I received orders to pull every regular grade soldier and civilian contractor away from the airstrip. 2 Black Hawk helicopters set down minutes later. I thought it had to do with Australia, especially when I saw covered stretchers coming out.
How many?
5. Guarded by a heavily augmented special ops team. Burke went out to meet the leader and the whole group disappeared inside the detention camp. There's some kind of black project going on in there, Jensen. Something involving prisoners and scientists. And I need you to find out what it is.
Tell me more about these scientists.
Technically, I'm in charge of operations here, so I keep tabs on people coming in and out. Burke keeps meeting with doctors and researchers, telling me it's part of his interrogation technique.
You got any names?
None that I trust, unless the Doe family suddenly expanded into Australia and Asia. Thing is, I don't always see how they leave.
Yet you're sure that Megan did.
The Blackhawks did. Without the stretchers, but loaded with 5 stasis pods this time.
I'm gonna need more information than that. Tell me about this black project.
I wish I could, but it's been classified. So classified every BT suit I've talked to refuses to even acknowledge its existence.
But you've seen something.
Only the edges. This station is part base, part military stockade, and every week a new shipment of belligerents arrives. Only, Interpol says they're not on anyone's terrorist watch list. Most are just civs. Harmless civs. Burke takes them into a restricted wing of the detention camp, and they just disappear.
Why me, Keitner? That is your name, isn't it? The one Burke used back on the ship?
Natanya Keitner, yes. And it has to be you, because any movements I make are noted and logged. I can't risk blowing cover.
Cover? Who are you working for?
A few months ago, an Interpol agent approached me. They've had Bell Tower on their radar for some time, but they've never been able to prove anything. The things that agent pointed out about this base, it opened my eyes to a lot of things. So you see, Jensen, I really am playing the good cop and the bad cop.
Fine. What do you need me to do?
Hold still for a second.
What the...
Relax. I'm just compiling your biometric signature. Retinal scan, pulmonary and vascular imaging, the works. Once I upload it to the network and give Corporal Alan Tyler a security rating, you'll be able to pass through specific checkpoints in this sector.
Only this sector? Why not others?
Because you're a fugitive, Jensen. The less room I give you to maneuver in, the more likely it is you'll stay one. I can get you into the detention camp, but the interrogation wing is going to be a problem. Only Burke can give clearances for that.
And I assume you don't want me to go ask for one.
Still the comedian. There's a security mainframe inside the detention camp's central command tower. You'll need to upload this copy of your biometrics there by hand. Contact me using your infolink once you do. Any more questions?
Why does the camera jump constantly? Okay. Might as well ask as many details as we can.
I'd like a little clarification here about you and Burke. I take it he outranks you.
Technically, yes. But this station is only part military stockade. And while he and his unit have 100% control over the detention camp, I have authority over the base.
So I don't need to worry that this is all just some creative attempt at mutiny.
Mutiny? You think I'd risk so much because... Listen close, Jensen. Burke is a sexist, chauvinist pig. And yes, he outranks me. He's also been in Bell Tower a lot longer than me, so he's got more connections. Which he's used to undermine me at every turn. But that is not why you and I are standing here right now. People are getting hurt. Innocent people. And we have to find out why and expose it.
Exposure could destroy Bell Tower.
Bell Tower used to have honor. We do this right, it might again someday.
The guards in the prison complex, are they Burke's men or yours?
Definitely Burke's. Highly trained, special operatives. So if you start a firefight in there, don't expect to live long.
I'll keep that in mind. I could use some more hardware. Any chance Corporal Tyler will have access to the armory?
You're still a fugitive, Jensen. I suggest you keep a very low profile. Still, there is someone who might be able to supply you. One of the base mechanics, a civilian named Quinn. He runs a nice sideline in procurement.
I know the type. Why should I trust him?
Because I do, and because he has no love for Burke. He's in the lower level maintenance area, near the elevator. He'll get you what you need.
That's all I need to know.
Good. I'll upload to the security network from here, so get going. Alan Tyler will exist by the time you reach the prison security port. Just be careful, and try not to draw too much attention.
What you doing?
What? What do you need, Jensen? Because this is going to take some time.
That's all I need to know.
Great. Then get out of here. And contact me when you're in the prison.
They're no fun. Who's that? Yeah. Security hub. Oh, it's a turret camera. So you could technically manipulate them. But mainly I'd want this stable then. Anyway. So our current situation. The reflex system and the Icarus landing system potentially be both very useful. Probably the reflex booster much more so. But I could use more energy just as well. Longer cloaking, a lot of things. Maintenance area. How do we get there? Okay, some kind of an elevator at least. I wonder if that's really the only way. This seems to go somewhere here. Either way, it looks like we'll have to go inside the base, and there's a goddamn turret there. So, yeah, this isn't gonna be easy. Where are these stairs? We could get to the stairs, they would give us access here. So basically that ladder. There's a guard at the top though. Yeah. This is not going to be easy or fun or anything in between.
Be advised, new personnel should report to Security Central for biometric scan.
Okay, there's an alternative way to get up there.
Civilian contractors must stay within designated areas. Entering restricted areas will result in termination and prosecution.
Problem is, I don't really see the patrol pattern of the guy upstairs. Might be better for us to just jump there instead of trying to climb.
To Alpha.
Okay. There's a door behind us. Yeah, that's where we need to go anyway. I guess I'll just recharge my energy a little bit and then we'll go.
Be advised.
We could take the guy down though, and I don't think that's a bad idea. He's looking very inconveniently in a lot of places, so we could take him down. There's like... there are a couple of guys here. And he's very close to an alarm system.
All grounding orders have been rescinded. New flight schedules will be distributed as soon as possible.
No, we're just going to leave this area entirely. There's no good places to hide bodies here. You could hide it behind one of the shields on the catwalk, but crap.
Security credentials must be carried at all times. You may be asked to produce said credentials by security personnel. Please comply.
Yeah. Need to hack, which means we need to take him out. There's just no getting around that. It's slightly risky, even if we've taken him out, but as long as he's there, it's just incredibly risky.
All grounding orders have been rescinded. New flight schedules will be distributed as soon as possible.
Just move your ass here. Come on. How much energy do we have anyway? Not much. Energy recharge or energy buffer would certainly help us too.
Be advised, new personnel should report to Security Central for biometric scan.
Okay, now stop the smoking and turn around, and pretty good timing. Yeah, there's only that one guy who has a reasonable chance of spotting whatever we're doing here.
Civilian contractors may stay within designated areas. Entering restricted areas will result in termination and prosecution.
Okay. Access to the administration quarters through loading bay 1 has been changed to 776. Don't get stuck there, please. For God's sakes, don't get stuck there. Oh my God, he has his hand through the floor, isn't he? Okay, stay there, and I guess we're just gonna have to hope for the best.
Cargo crew to Sector Alpha. Cargo crew to Alpha. I don't want to leave him here. Just get stuck. You get stuck on everything. God, could you stop giving me a headache? Oh my God. He's totally stuck in the fucking floor. At least this gives me a little peace of mind. To worry about someone accidentally being able to spot him. Looks like there might be a camera there. Either way,
Male, female bathrooms, and then basically the elevator. See a patrol here. See really anything. Okay, there is a patrol somewhere around here. But I doubt they're gonna be coming in our direction. What is this? Seriously, what is this? But we got in here a lot easier. Don't know. Energy, typhoon, and gentlemen, a quick reminder that the code for accessing the admission. Yeah, this is the same shit we already had. This is quite an important code then. Just an alternative way to get it. I'm just glad I didn't waste my time. Turn to the left. Maintenance area should be very small. Yeah, I don't think there are any guards here. Take a little bit of a look around here. It's an unnecessary large section. This is the only reason for it. No, there's away from here. Let's talk to the man first.
Are you Quinn?
Yeah, that's me. Jensen, is it? You weren't followed, were you?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I can believe that. They're having a hell of a time keeping up with you.
Yeah, I like to play it by ear. Whatever works, works.
Practical man, aye. Just keep doing whatever you're doing. Maybe you won't bring the bass down around my ears.
Look, Keitner said you can help me. Can you?
Yeah, she told me to be expecting you. But that was ages ago. What are you trying to pull here? We're risking our lives diverting attention away from you, covering your tracks. There's limits to how much we can sweep under the rug before the dogs start digging. It's a good thing she can find your clearance to this section of the base. I'd hate to see where you'd end up otherwise.
I'm grateful, but can we get on with it? I understand you run a nice little sideline in procurement.
Aye. From time to time you might say being inclined to do a little, how should we call it? Bartering. On the side. Since the commander signed off on it, I suppose I could open my stock to you. For a price, that is.
You mean I have to pay?
What? Of course you have to bloody well pay. I ain't exactly a fucking armory quartermaster down here. I'm just a civvy contractor trying to make ends meet. This ain't a bleeding charity.
Considering the circumstances.
Circumstances? What, that you're a fugitive and I'm risking my neck just talking to you? What are you trying to pull here? Although, don't suppose you had anything to do with the stasis pod that was saved back in the ship?
How do you know about that?
Ah, so it was you, eh? Well, let's just say I have me sources and your little random act of kindness didn't go unnoticed. Tell you what, I'll give you a discount on me wares. Just no freebies or handouts. But now that I think of it, if you're looking for a little something for nothing and don't mind a little legwork, I've got an errand that could use running. Consider it a special offer of sorts. Interested?
Now that I think about it, the social enhancer could have been useful here too. You might want to take that upgrade, although I have no idea how easy it or how useful it might be. I think I'll take it.
Tell me about the commander, Keitner.
Lieutenant Commander, officially. But the grunts don't pay no mind to that. She's the commander as far as they're concerned. It's the Reds who stick to the formalities, you see. Because they're Burke's boys. The spooks. Special operations. You might say there's a bit of a division of loyalty among the troops.
Between Keitner's men and Burke's?
Aye. Since time immemorial, there's always been a rivalry of sorts between grunts and spooks. I always assumed it came down to ego. But it's different here. Probably because Burke's different.
What do you mean?
Well, for a start, the man might be a righteous prick, but he's got the respect of his men. And the higher-ups think he's a visionary based on some fancy tech he drummed up a few years back. In other words, the man's got a lot of influence and a lot of power, and, well, I don't think that old proverb needs repeating here.
What can you tell me about this base?
Nothing you don't know, probably. To the outside world, it's a Bell Tower Naval Logistics headquarters and supply point for their Pacific operations. Beneath the surface, though, it's much, much more.
How so?
Look, nothing personal, mate, but I prefer if the commander did most of the informing. As far as I'm concerned, the less I know, and more importantly, the less I say in this matter, the better off we all are.
What exactly do you do here, Quinn?
In a more civilized world, you might say I pass for the base's lead maintenance engineer. But if you look at it from Bell Tower's point of view, I might as well just be a glorified janitor. Pays good, though, so, you know, not complaining.
If the pay is good, why the underground market?
Well, why not? You see, civilian contractors operate under different jurisdiction when it comes to bringing outside goods into the base. So while the rank-and-file grunts can only order and receive essentials, toothpaste and the like, I, being the entrepreneurial chap that I am, offer them a more robust catalogue of goods and services. You know the sort. Smokes, beverages, and gentleman's literature.
How does this involve weapons?
Now, let me finish. As an enterprising fellow, I require an exchange of valuables for these slightly less than essential supplies, and often receive some very non-civilian contractor-regulated equipment in exchange, if you catch my drift. Now, normally, I launder my stock through a contact on the mainland, but a deal in Shanghai recently fell through, so lucky for you, I've got some excess inventory to move. Consider this whole arrangement a matter of fortunate timing.
And Keitner is okay with all of this?
Not exactly. You see, some time ago, the commander got wind of my little operation down here. But before she could throw me in the brig, I offered her something I knew she couldn't refuse. Information. I ain't bragging, but I'd managed to build myself quite a little network of sparrows and gophers. I'd known for a while that she'd been at odds with that prick Burke. In the end, I reached a rather simple mutual agreement. I keep her in the loop, and she keeps my neck out of the noose, so to speak.
I just can't stop staring at the circle in the man's face. I just wonder what the hell could possibly be the purpose of that. Unless you plan on switching phases or something. Well, whatever.
Alright, tell me about this special offer.
Look, I don't know if you've noticed yet, but this base is packing some serious heat. Especially in the form of those walking brick shithouse boxcars. If you get me a few odds and ends, I might be able to whip up a little something to make getting around easier, if you catch my meaning.
What kind of something are we talking about here?
Nothing fancy. Just a 329 series MPRS.
A rocket launcher?
That's right, mate. And custom built. By yours truly, of course. You see, while I might be able to get my fingers on some low-level arms, I'm a little restricted when it comes to military-grade bells and whistles. And I'm itching to try out a new trigger propulsion mix. Maybe even recalibrate the guidance system for some extra punch.
While I find your enthusiasm for explosives slightly disturbing, something like this could come in handy.
Like I always say, speaking soft is for the birds when you got the biggest stick on the block. Look, all you gotta do is find me some components. I'll do the rest. An earlier boat had a shipment of 329s, but I wasn't able to poach any of them before they made it to the armory. Luckily, little Sparrow in my employ managed to lose one through maintenance circulation, but he got himself shit canned before I could collect. Now my little bute's lying around the base somewhere in bloody pieces. The launcher, I mean, not the wee man. Though, no idea really happened to him.
Right, so, long story short, you need me to find the parts and bring them back to you.
Yeah, that about sums it up, I'd say. Just find me the trigger module, scope assembly, and launch a barrel, and we're in business. I can scrape up the rest from leftovers here in the shop.
I'll see what I can find. Any idea where they are?
If I knew that, I would have picked them up myself. You're just gonna have to make do and keep your nose to the ground. Check the obvious places first, like the cargo and receiving areas. Worst case, someone found one of the parts and brought it to administration. But I looked there last.
Got it.
What are you buying?
Don't give a shit about that. The rocket launcher. It might be useful though, but the inventory space is gonna be a pain. So you do offer different kinds of beers. The Pro Energy pack, Cyber Boost packs, on the other hand, could be very valuable, as will the laser targeting system. No, we can't afford the Praxis kit. Grr. We would need about 500. That's quite a bit outside our range at the moment.
Satisfaction guaranteed. Unless, of course, you fuck it up yourself.
Anyway, the laser is pretty much a must because the heavy rifles don't really have a aim reticle at all. So anyway. One step closer to getting things done here. What's the actual mission we need to do? Upload my biometric information on the prison's mainframe computer. The scavenger hunt, I don't give a shit about. If we manage to do it while we're doing the rest, sure. I do want something else though. Social enhancer. Try it. I'm not sure if it's at all useful, but we've already had a couple of conversations. Maybe we could have gotten something extra out of it if we had it. Yeah.